Good morning, YouTube world. It is nice and early this morning, and kind of want to give you a little bit of context of what's actually going on. So last night came out to use the van. Must have been about 7, half 7, and put the key in the ignition. Absolute, in fact, I'll show you. Put the key in the ignition. Now, if you listen under here, relays clicking. And the solenoid's clicking. So I thought maybe the battery's dead. Got a jump pack down here, tried starting it, still absolutely nothing. So jack the van up, pull the starter motor off, checked everything was alright. Because I don't know if you guys can remember, but probably a couple of years ago I was having massive starter motor issues. It was a constant battle. I was going through starter motor after starter motor where it was burning them out. So I thought it was that. So I took it apart, had a look, give it a bit of a clean, looked at all the bits that had been failure points previously, put the starter back in, nothing. So I was like, I wonder what's wrong with it now. Took it out again, had another look, pulled it apart even more, still absolutely nothing. Went back to my little supply of starter motors, which I think I've got about 5, to see if I could Frankenstein another one together. And I've used up all my parts. I've got different solenoids for different starter motors, and I couldn't make one out of all of them. So I had to just call defeat and leave it. But I do remember a friend of mine, Matt, he had starter motor issues, and rather than go through the problems like I went through, he just went out and bought a brand new one. So I remembered I had that kicking about. And that's where we are today. I'm currently sat an old starter motor there. That's one of the ones for my supply. The solenoid is all broke on the back. This is where it normally fails. This wire here burns out, and then it doesn't make a connection from the starter to the solenoid. But the one that's in the van, as you'll see in a minute, that's not a problem. I don't actually know what's wrong with it, because all of the other points are fine. So I need to figure that out. But, like I said, I have got this one, thanks to Matt. Now, I haven't actually checked the condition of this one. But that's how it looks. Now, that wire that goes from the starter to the solenoid looks okay. Earthing point, actually that's the power. And the signal, that all looks okay. Quick inspection, that actually looks fine. So I've got that to fit, but first I've got to remove that bad boy first. Now, luckily enough, I've removed these starter motors loads, absolutely tons of times, and I did it 3 times last night, so it's not a problem. Very easy, like literally 4 bolts. In fact, the main tools you're actually going to need is a ratchet, a 10mm for the battery, a 13mm for the, oh, that's not it, a 13mm for the power, and an Allen key to get the, and a 13mm for the, easy as that, he says. And yes, I have just changed my hoodie. This isn't a different day. Just don't want to get it dirty. Negative off on the battery. I normally do all this from underneath, but I'll show you while I'm up here. On top of the starter, you do have this signal wire. I've had to extend mine because it was way too short, but pull that off. And then you do have this one here, that's a 13, that's just the power wire. Take that out, and then all there is 3 bolts that go around the outside of it. There is your starter. You've got this earth cable here, that needs to come out, that's also a 13. Got a bolt there, got a bolt there, and you've got a bolt up there. And that's it, the starter will come out. what I always do with the last two, leave them in just a little bit and take them out by hand, because there's a very good chance your starter will fall out whilst you're trying to get the last bolt out. And I've had one of these fall on my head and it does not feel good. Well, the camera shut off, so I didn't get to show you the last bit, but this is it removed. This is normally the wire that does break, and I have taken this part already, and it doesn't seem like there's anything really wrong with it. I have noticed that the power is a little bit bent, but don't actually know what's wrong with this, so I will be taking this apart and trying to figure out why. And then putting it in is the exact opposite of removal. When you do put it in, you have got, you don't know, exact bracket there, which I have actually bent out the way because it's annoying. And there's this bracket here, which you can just about see, that line up with the holes. Like I said, I bent that top one out the way, but bottom one still works, so make sure you've got them in. Why the fuck won't this fit? There we go. Battery on, and then hopefully she'll start. Key in, our gear. That's more like it. And that is the story of how my van left me stranded. Definitely something wrong with this. I think it might be this wire might have a break in it, or maybe when it goes inside to the actual motor, I don't know. Solenoid is definitely still good, so I might put that solenoid on here, because that solenoid is not good, and try and at least make one more Frankenstein out of what I've got, because this is bound to happen again. Well, that's the end of that. Story time is now over. I now need to tidy up this mess and put all my tools away, get the van back on the floor, and I can start using it again. Thought it'd be fun just to show my experiences with my van and what's going on and why. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, but like I said, I'm going to get myself off. I'm going to go get myself a warm coffee because that one's gone cold. Enjoy the rest of my day, so hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of yours. Anyway, I'm going to get this lot tidied up and get on with my day, not be led on this wet horrible floor. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Hopefully you like the video, but as always, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for putting up with my dumb ass, and as always, take it easy.